Hello everyone. I'll start with one question. You are working with many clients. You might be using Zoho CRM, Zoho Campaign. So I have a question for all of you. Have you ever come across the situation where you have to deal with duplicate data, or you are sending any campaigns to your lead or contact? Most of them are getting bounced. So any one of you have come across such situation where you have to deal with duplicate records in your account, or your emails are not reaching to client account when you are sending workflows or you are sending email campaigns? So here is something I'm going to present today is that a real use case that we are implementing with many of our clients, and today I'm going to share it with fellow developers. So it's a real-time email verification. So it is something that you all of you might have come across this situation, and you might have tried some solutions like installing any plugin or something. So it's like, let's say I have a CRM account and a lead module. Right now, if in any of your sales team member or anyone of is entering any lead here, let's say I'll add a test record first, and I am entering any random email over here. This email might look correct to you when you are entering to the system, but we don't know in real time whether this email is really exist on gmail.com. If I'll send any workflow to this email, will it really reach to their sandbox? Or if any campaigns being sent, any newsletter will reach out to this email? So in that case, what exactly we are trying is, we'll go to the solution, like we'll install some plugins to our system in CRM. But when you install any plugin, it will create a lot of fields in your lead contact, and that will always work after creation of record. When you save the record, the plugin will start working on it. It will find out whether this email is deliverable or not, and it will update the status here. Again, you need to do some manual effort to remove those data, invalid email data. System will not automatically remove them. So here the real-time email verification will come into picture. So what it do is, using a client script and Deluge combination, first it will, when we are entering the data, it will try to validate the email, and it notifies the user whether the email is deliverable or not. So at that time only, while creating record only, we'll be able to understand whether this email is deliverable or not. So let's see how it works. So here technology that I'm using is client script and Deluge, and I'm also using API called Abstract API. So again, when you go to any plugin, when you install the plugin, it will add double cost to the client. You have to pay for plugins as well as for API. But if you go with the custom solution, like adding a client script and Deluge to verify the email, you don't need to install any plugin. It will not create any field to your system, and it will real time check with the deliverability. So let's go and write one script. It's a very small function, but it will really help you save the lot of data, and it will not add any junk email to your system. First, we'll try on create page, leads module. And you can add this event either on save event or as a field event. So first thing is, we'll try to get the email field. Then we'll get the value. Now, next thing is Deluge function. How the Deluge function will make a call to the Deluge function into client script. And script for Deluge function, I'll execute now. 1 minute. we'll create a standalone function. So deluge function I'm using as a helper function. And what deluge function will do is from client script, when we call this deluge function, it will trigger an API call, and it will check whether the email is deliverable or not. And based on the status, it will return whether email is valid or invalid. And we can read this response into our client script. And copy this code name. So now next thing is we can call this function on our client script. And we'll pass email as a parameter here. So email is my key value, and from here this email is my email value, actual value. And from deluge function we'll read the response. If result is we wrote two different status, right? One is valid and one is invalid. So accordingly we can check here. If result is invalid, we can throw an error message. One minute. We'll go to lead, we'll refresh our screen, and we'll try to create one lead now. I am hard refreshing my screen because, as we all know, client script is based on JavaScript, and sometimes if cache is there, your client script will not work properly. Okay. I'll enter one wrong email here. So like when you look at the email, you will feel that this email is correct because its syntax is correct, domain is correct, everything looks that email is good. But how do you know that actually if email is deliverable or not? So here when your client script will start working, it is on field change, so it will try to find whether this email is deliverable or not. If it is invalid, it will show error. And we can also do one more thing. Just hold. Sorry, one moment. And I'm saving this API key over here, and then I'm calling the API key, as we can see. Give me a moment. Sorry, I forgot to inform one thing. This function should be changed to REST API and API key. Then only we can call it to the client script. Otherwise, this function will not work. Let's So we can see this email is invalid email, because when you in real case, when you send email to this email, it will bounce back to your inbox, because this email doesn't exist on Gmail server. So how the script will be useful is, it will save a lot of data. When you are sending workflow emails, when you are sending campaigns, you can get rid of this non-deliverable events from the starting while creating the record itself. While editing and while creating, definitely we can do that. So this is mostly helpful to the sales team when they are going to the field, and when they are going to meet a client, they'll add the details to the CRM and they'll enter the data. So while creating, definitely no one will be able to understand that whether the email is correct or not, because as we can see here, when we are entering, this email actually looks correct only. But when you are sending email to the client, they might complain that we are not receiving any email to our inbox, or we are not receiving any newsletter. At that time, this will be very helpful. And currently, why this solution is helpful is because if you depend on any plugins, you have to pay extra cost. It will create lot of fields in your system, and even after installing plugin, you need to do manual effort to remove those junk emails, junk leads. Another issue with only Deluge code is that will only check the validity of an email after saving the record. Deluge cannot detect while creating it. So next thing is, same way we are validating email. We are also like using phone numbers to send messages, SMS, or WhatsApp chat to our leads and contacts many times. But we ever got this thought in mind that whether the mobile number or phone number we are entering is correct or not? Same way as email, they might complain that it's not reaching to our system. So similarly, same way we are validating email, we can also validate phone using the same API. And this one is also available for free. You'll get 100 credits for free every month. So this is one more API that we can try on the lead. Okay, let's add a script. Okay, same again, with the same approach, we'll create one deluge function, and from deluge function only, we'll make a call to API. Okay, so here also we are making a call to phone intelligence abstract API, and each API will be having different API key. So again, if you want, we can store this API key into a variable and make use that variable to get the API key. And then we'll check whether the phone number is valid or invalid, and accordingly we are returning the message. And again, this function should be, we'll add argument phone. And this function should be changed as REST API function, so we can call it into client script. I will copy the code. Hold on. Okay. So yeah, if phone number is invalid, the Deluge function will inform us that number is not valid, and accordingly will display the error. And here we are passing phone as argument. Let's save. And let's try with number. I'll enter any invalid number to check the error. We can see phone number is invalid. Now we'll try with some correct number. Then it will not display any error. So again, same as email, we can save a lot of leads and we can create a lead which is having correct numbers. So our SMS workflows or any WhatsApp workflows are there, it will reach out to the end user. So same as we wrote result equal invalid, then trigger an error. In other case, you can write success message with the same either with an alert or with this only phone number is valid. On the detail page, I'll frankly say that sometimes client scripts are not supported. So on the detail page, if you want to validate, I'll suggest to go with a validation rule, custom validation rule. So I can demonstrate that as well. So now let's say we have a requirement. I'll create one record. We already have it, I guess. Yeah, we already have one record. And on detail page, if I want to check whether this email is deliverable or not, we can always go with the custom validation function. The same API will work over there as well. So right now I have disabled it. I'll turn on, and we can see the code here. Yeah, here we are doing nothing. It is same function as we have on client script. It will make a call to abstract API with email and it will display the error accordingly. Let's check. Now here when we'll try to validate, we can choose a button. Sorry, this is IntoX. I'll try Gmail. Email entered is invalid. So we can always go with validation, custom validation deluge code on a detail page. Or the either ways, we can block users from editing the email and phone on detail page using a client script. That's another way to do it. Go to settings, search for client script, and here we go. And we can add new script for any module. Like here we can give a name as email verification contact. Choose the module, create page or edit page, module, let's say contact. Then whether you want to go with page event, on save, on in this case it will be either on save or on field change. Field you can choose as email and event on change. Then deluge code, we can write a standalone function which is under developer hub, create a new function and choose standalone here. And after let's say if you want to make a call, call this function into client script, you always have to publish it as a REST API. Then only you can call it into your client script. My next part is duplicate duplicate record detection. So again, we know that CRM is having that feature. When you are creating a lead, if any contact is already there in the system, it will notify you that contact with the same email already present. But we never got the thought like, let's say this lead is present in the system and contact is also having the same email, but there might be a chances that mobile numbers can be a different, or mobile numbers are same but person might have personal email and their company email. So in that case, leads are same, only the person email is different, but CRM will only detect the duplicate records based on email. Now, what do we do if we want to find out whether lead with the same number already exists in contact? So there we can again go with the client script. In client script, we can find whether any contact is present in the system with the same mobile number, with the same email, or a combination of both. And again, I'll say that when it is a duplicate record, every one of us might have faced an issue where client will complain that there is a lot of duplicate data. Now, what do we do? How do we get rid of them? So all of these things requires again manual effort, and it is a time consuming thing. So if you have any script from starting before creating record only, if we can identify them, then it will definitely reduce a lot of human effort. So let's try one function now. Here, this one is only possible to achieve through client script. You don't need to write any Deluge code. We'll check for lead and contact. Here, we'll do it on save because we want to check for both phone number and email duplication. So yeah, we can see here first I am getting the email field, phone field, its value, and this one is for checking whether email is duplicate or phone number is duplicate. Then what we are doing is we are using a client script function, search by email and search by phone. So when we are entering the email address, it will check whether any contact is already present with the same email. If yes, then it will change this variable to true. Then again, same thing with phone. If same contact is already available with the same phone number, it will notify the user that contact with the same number is present in the system. And then accordingly, we are showing alert here instead of error message. A restriction like on field change we cannot do, but if it is on save, then yes, it's possible through return false. If you return false, then client script will not allow you to save the record. But if it is on field change, then we cannot restrict someone to save. Okay, I'll save this code. Okay, so here this script will check based on email, phone, and combination of both. So first we will create one. I already have one contact with the same email address. So first we'll check with email. Now when we will try to save, it will so this is CRM's default feature, which will identify whether contact is available with the same email or not. We have to hard refresh because we wrote a client script. Yeah, so we can see contact with the same email already exists. System will notify you. Now, next thing is we can check for phone number as well. Here we have one number. I'll copy the same number and we'll try to create with. So now system is defining contact with the same email and phone number already exists. So this is how we can prevent creation of a duplicate record where same number and emails are present. We can even check for only phone. Yeah, contact with the same phone already exists. So here we are checking a combination for identifying duplicate records with contact. Phone alone, email alone, and combination of email and phone. The script that I wrote is currently like standard script, but here always you can write down like based on the search condition, you can include +91, or let's say if in contact +91 is there, you can remove them country code and check with the number. We can always do customization with this code, but this is just an example that I'm using right now. This is what I was trying to share with my fellow developers, like how we are struggling with our daily duplicate records and email verification. We are spending a lot of like money to buy plugins, but what it does is, again, it requires manual effort. So you can always go with this kind of custom solution. So thank you all of you again.